Harvey, over 70% of children looked after have experienced maltreatment, neglect, or as it's termed, family dysfunction. Can that need really be met by anyone with a spare room?
Children that come into care, where local authorities decide that foster care is the best place for that child to go, are all individuals. Some of them come into care as babies, as toddlers, as primary school age children, as young people, as 16-year-olds. Some of them will have been in care before, some of them won't. They'll all have had different experiences that make them different, the individuals that they are, like the rest of us. So that requires different kinds of people, of foster carers, to meet their needs and to help them to develop into the confident adults that we all want them to be. So when we're recruiting foster carers, if it's not too obvious to say it, we need to recruit the foster carers that we need for the children who need foster care. And that it represents that diversity. Some of the tasks that foster carers will need to undertake amount to what is probably good parenting. So for some children coming into care, having somebody who cares for them, who shows them affection, who cooks for them, who makes sure they get their homework done, who manages their bedtimes, all the things that children need from any parent, arguably, that will be what some children need. And some foster carers are really, really well set up to provide that for children. For other children in care who've had much, much more damaging experiences, perhaps damaging experiences over a longer period of time even as well, that won't be enough to help them to settle, to grow into confident adults, to help them move on and progress and deal with the things that are in their childhood. They need a different sort of care and a different sort of carer. Some of that we might call therapeutic parenting. There's an element of that in it. So when we recruit foster carers, there's lots of different people that we're recruiting here. Now, in a sense, they all have the same motivation, give or take. They all want to help a child. So that we share in common. But when we then have to market and advertise those, trying to sum all that up in a few sound bites is an impossible task. But whatever the advertising for foster carers says, once somebody starts to engage, once they pick up the phone, once they go to an information meeting, even once they start to be assessed because they decide they want to go ahead and make an application, we're then really thinking about these other issues. Who are you? Who are the children we've got in care? Who are the children that we might need you for? Are you the right person for those sorts of children? So the system, after what might seem sometimes some very blunt marketing propositions, the system pretty quickly is helping you to understand the reality of it and deciding if you're the right person. Because this is a service for children, not a service for adults.
So anyone with a spare room is a kind of a hook, is it? After which it becomes much more fine-grained.
Anyone with a spare room will be right for some children. I'm not even sure about that entirely. But certainly it's a hook to get people interested. And some of the research that's been done about how people become interested in foster care shows that there isn't one trigger. They will decide over a number of months, perhaps a year or 18 months even, and they see different things. They might know somebody who's a foster carer, they might read something in a local paper, they might hear something on the radio, etc. So there isn't any one message that's making them want to be a foster carer. It's they think about it and give it some thought over a period of time. So any marketing that we see is not sufficient on its own anyway. There are other things that will happen in an understanding that an individual has before they ultimately pick up the phone or even make an application to be a foster carer.